Happy Sunday, saints, and praise the living God, my sisters. I hope you guys are having a beautiful Sunday, because I am. And I do want to apologize because I was supposed to post this yesterday. But I was trying to edit a few things and I ended up deleting like half the footage. So pray for me, because I don't know how to do tech at all. I don't even know how I ended up on the tech team, okay? So just pray for me on that. So the video you guys are going to see today is going to be unedited, full, raw, just me talking, unfortunately. I'm sorry. Hopefully I can put some music in the back, and that's easy. But I feel so bad because I had big plans, okay? I was going to edit this. It's going to be all nice, but look, you're just going to have to take it how it is, okay? Just take me how I am. But I am very, very, very glad that I waited to post today, or whatever happened required me to post today, because Bishop's sermon on today, y'all. Was he speaking to some of y'all? Because he was speaking to me. It was so good, and it connected to what I'm going to speak about today. His sermon, More Than Enough, talked about compartmentalizing God. And sometimes that's exactly what we do that requires us to go into having an approval addiction. We compartmentalize God. Oh, God can't touch this area of my life. Oh, God can't touch that area of my life. But I can see God touching that area of their lives, so I'm going to copy off their anointing, their gifts, instead of believing that the same God who did that for them can do that for me. So anyways, today, guys, we're going to be talking about Joyce Meyers, chapter 1 and 2. Did y'all read? If y'all read, God bless you. But if you didn't, still follow along, because I would rather this be about, communion with each other and talking with each other than about, did you read, you know? Because you can still get fed if you don't read. But if you read, that's extra benefit. So I do want to say that, but follow along. You'll be fine. Follow along. So let's talk about chapter 1 real quick, and I'm going to talk about chapter 2 real quick, and I'm going to get into my testimony, which I'm talking the most about, okay? Because I feel like I wrote enough. Okay, I wrote enough. And I really do apologize for writing that much, but it was so good. And the teacher and me could not leave out information. I don't like leaving out information. So I was like, I gotta write it. I'm so sorry. So I hope you guys loved it. But if you didn't, I promise I'm going to try to write less. I promise. And if I don't write less, I promise I will always do a spark note where you don't have to read it all. You could probably do the spark note and be just as blessed by it. I don't know. But I hopefully, you guys let me know. I want you guys to like chime in too. Like, if this isn't working, if y'all don't like this, if y'all like the video more, I don't know. Let me know. I would love that. So, anyways, with that being said, chapter 1. It started off with us defining fear, and how fear is us believing in Satan's lies. Like having full faith in Satan's lies, and how we as believers will take these truths, these false truths, as our own truths, and we'll start embodying Satan's lies, believing in them so authentically, believing in them so truly that it starts to change us. So once we believe in Satan's lies, we fall under his delusion. So now we think that his lies are protecting us. Man, chapter 1 was good, y'all. Chapter 1 was good. And this is all what Joyce Meyers talked about. Like, if you read chapter 1, half of these are not my own words. I am not this smart, but she is. And it really enlightened me, because I never really thought about the delusion part. Like, it's worse than Satan planted a seed and I believed it to be true. But it's worse that I believe this delusion so much. I think I want to keep it in my life because I think it's protection. That's terrifying. That is so terrifying. So again, I use the analogy about how your plant and Satan's lies are the pesticide. And because Satan's lies puts you in a delusion, you believe that the pesticides are actually water. So you continue with the pesticides. You continue feeding your crops with that, thinking that it's good for them. But in reality, your perceived protection is slowly killing you. And that is the deception of the enemy. And that right there is why fear is so poisonous to a saint's soul. Truly. And that hit me, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Because that starts with my testimony. You know, in this last month, my life has been flipped upside down. I had to move urgently from Peoria because my house was deemed uninhabitable. And that was very shocking for me and very hard. And of course, if y'all don't know me, let me back up a little bit. Let me just back up a little bit. I am a fighter. I am a fighter. You can't just tell me anything, okay? That's just been Kyla, period. You can't tell me anything, especially if it's not backed up by data, because I am a woman of science also. So, you know, that's just me, okay? So I just wanted to let that out there before I finish my testimony. But anyways, I had to leave my home in Peoria. And mind you, I worked very hard on this home. I decorated how I liked it. I was very comfortable here. I loved it for the short time being. And I got into I was basically fighting back and forth with my leasing company and the leasing agreement, and trying to break out of the lease because I knew the home was inhabitable before the city deemed it inhabitable, okay? So I'm just trying to go back and forth like, hey, you guys need to relocate me because this is not safe. And they were pushing back saying, no, we're not gonna do that. We don't really care about your health and you'll be okay, basically. And that fight, it made me furious. But it also made me fearful. I was fearful because imagine having to leave your home that you worked so hard for, and then imagine not knowing where you were gonna go next. And that's exactly where I was. So the pressure started to get worse, y'all, because I thought I would have at least a month and some change to figure it out. But because I was the one who called the city inspectors, of course. Because of that, my leasing company was very upset that I called inspectors. So they gave me 15 days to move out of my home, y'all. 15 days. I had 15 days to get out. There's nothing more scarier than that. First of all, moving in 15 days, not knowing where you're going, not having a place to relocate. It's like, oh, wink, wink, wink. This isn't good. And so I started to panic. I'm not gonna lie. I was very fearful. I was scared. And one thing that chapter 1 does not talk about, fear, is that not only does it put you in a delusion, but it paralyzes you. It paralyzes you. I was paralyzed with fear, y'all. I was paralyzed for a minute. Like, I couldn't pray. Like, I would go down to pray and I would just start crying. Tears just down my eyes. I couldn't ask for help because when I would reach out, they would ask me questions and I would be like, I don't know. And it would make me more scared. So telling people I don't know made me more scared. So fear paralyzes you. Fear is just, it's such a sickening emotion, because that's how you know that emotion comes nothing from the devil.